Hello everyone, so this is the first lesson of your Italian language course. Okay, let's start right away. Okay, so first of all we have a warm-up. Riscaldamento in Italian. Conosci già l'italiano. This means you already understand Italian. And why am I saying that? Because a lot of Italian words are very similar to the English language, or a lot of English words are similar to the Italian language. Actually, some are Italian words that are used also in the English language, like pizza, for example. Pizza obviously is pizza both in Italian as it is in English, since the Italians invented it. Then we have ristorante. This means restaurant. Then we have musica. This means music. Then we have università. This means university. Then we have problema. This means problem. Then we have possibile. This means possible. Try and repeat after me the Italian pronunciation. We have informazione, information, aeroporto, airport, famiglia, family, importante, important, telefono, telephone, studente, student. Okay, so as you can see, there are many words that are very similar to the Italian. Then we have the pronunciation of the vowels in Italian. This is very important. So we have the vowel A is pronounced in Italian. A is pronounced A. Example of it. Esempio. Casa. Casa. This means home or house. We don't really set a difference in Italy. So, casa. And it's pronounced as the A in father. Father. So, casa. Okay, then we have the letter E. That's pronounced E in Italian, as in the word bene. This means good in Italian. And it's the same pronunciation as the E in bad or they. Bene, they, bad, bene. Okay, then we have E. So I, the English I, it's pronounced E in Italian, like in the word vino, so wine in English. And as you can already tell from my pronunciation, it's like the double E in the word si, for example, in English. So si, vino, etc. Then we have the vowel O. O. In Italian, it's just O all the time. There isn't ever any double O's like in book or other words like that in English. In Italian, usually there aren't any double vowels. I cannot think of any example of them. There are double consonants that we're gonna see in a bit. So, example of the pronunciation of the vowel O in Italian is sole, sole, sole. As in more in English, more, sole, more, sole. Okay, and sole means sun in Italian, if you wanna know. Then we have the letter U, and this vowel in Italian is U. Luna, for example, it means moon. And in fact, it's the same pronunciation as in moon in English. So the double O, in this case, like in moon, it's the U in Italian, similar, very similar to the U in Italian. So moon, luna, moon, luna, moon, luna. I know there is a slight difference between them, but it's something that's near it, so you get the gist of it. Okay, then we have some hard pronunciations for non-Italian speakers, and that you have to see right away, because if not, you're gonna keep on making mistakes, and it's actually harder to fix these pronunciations far along the way. It's better to fix them before even starting. So we have, there aren't many, by the way. These are, I would say, the more difficult ones. There aren't any others, in my opinion. It's not really hard to pronounce things in Italian. I'm just gonna say straight away. Your pronunciation is probably gonna be awesome, better than Italians have in English usually. So we have C. The letter C in Italian is C plus A O U. A O U. A O U. So it's pronounced like K, as in the example that we have seen before, casa, so home, house, or cosa, thing in Italian. And yeah, so ca, co, cu. Just remember that when we have C followed by A, O, or U, it's pronounced like a K. Then we have C when it's followed by E or I. And in this case, it's pronounced like CH in English. So like, for example, church. So examples in Italian are cena, dinner, and ciao, hello. I'm sure you knew that already. Then we have the G sound. So same as before, when it's followed by the consonant G, when it's followed by A, O, and U, so A, O, U, it's pronounced like G. So gatto, cat, gusto, taste. Okay, and then when we have G followed by E or I, so E or E in Italian, it's pronounced like J in jam in English. Like examples are gelato, ice cream, gelato, gelato, and giro. This means circle or circle around, depending on the situation. Giro, giro. Okay, and then we have CH and GH. These ones are always hard. So CH is K, like we have seen before, the hard sound in this case is K, K, more so, K, and GH, like before in gatto, gusto, G, G. So, for example, chi, who, it means in Italian, you can see it's pronounced like a K, chi. Then we have spaghetti, G. You see, like in gatto or gusto that we have seen before, G, spaghetti. So, obviously this means spaghetti in English as well. Then we have the pronunciation of this article, gli. Gli is like the in English. Let's not get too into it because there are many ways of saying the in Italian. It's not just one. Gli, it's used for masculine and plural, and for those words that start only with certain letters. But let's not get into it right now. So just know that this sound, when there is GL, it's like y. So y. Like double L and I in English. For example, in the word million. I know it's kind of different, million, from gli, but it's somewhat similar. An example in Italian is famiglia. Famiglia, try and pronounce it as many times as you can. Famiglia. And this means family. Then we have gn, gn, like in gnocchi. So it's not gnocchi, it's gnocchi. And it's like ny in words like canyon in English. Gn, similar, somewhat similar again, not the same, but gnocchi. For example, a gnocchi, you already know what that is. It's like a type of pasta, so we could say. Then we have signore. Signore means ladies, plural. Signore, gn. Okay. Then we have SC, sh in Italian, plus E or I. So when SC, sh, is followed by E or I, E or E, you say it like SH in English. So she, for example, no? The third singular person, she. So we have some examples here. Pesce, fish in Italian, and scena. This one you may have guessed it already, scene in Italian, scena. pesce, scena. Try and pronounce them as much as you can. Then we have the doppie, so the doubles. Like I said, there aren't any double vowels, but there are double consonants. And how are they pronounced? They are just pronounced like a longer consonant. Consonante lunga, so a long consonant. For example, some words are nonno. So instead of saying nono, like if you had just one N right here, by the way, that would mean ninth, as in the position, ninth position, or day of the month. And with the double is nonno. So more emphasis on the double consonant, like pronounce it longer. Then we have pizza, for example. This one has the double Z. If you had one Z only, it would be pizza. You know, it's very different. And that wouldn't mean actually anything, I think, in Italian. Pizza with the double Z. Okay, then we have the written accent on the last vowel. Usually that is like città, city, and caffè, coffee. So how do I know which words have the doubles, which words have the accent on the last syllable? You can hear it from the pronunciation. Obviously, when you read them, it's written, so you completely understand that you already know. But yeah, when you hear them, it's either in the pronunciation of people. If you don't recognize it in the pronunciation, you just gotta remember, oh yeah, città has the accent on the last vowel. Or nonno, it's written with a double N instead of just one. Okay, then we have saluti e registro. In Italian, that means saluti, greetings, and registro, register, as you may have guessed. So we have ciao, the one that's universally known, and it means hi, but also bye, and it's informal. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but yeah, there are some greetings that are formal and some that are informal, and some that are okay for both, you know. What does that mean, formal or informal? You know, formal it's for people that you don't know, so strangers. I don't know, you go to the doctor, you talk to your professor, for example. Instead, when you are talking in an informal manner, you're speaking usually with a friend, family, I don't know, someone that you know, an acquaintance, for example. So, ciao is hello and bye as well. So it is said upon arriving a conversation and when leaving a conversation. Then we have salve. This is just hello, and it's neutral. In what sense? This, I would say, actually is more formal. You could say it to your friends as well, but it's less common. So it means hello, and it's usually formal. Salve. Then we have buongiorno. This one means good morning or good day, and it's used in the morning, obviously when waking up, but until I would say 3 p.m. or even more, depending honestly on the region. Usually I say it until, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. It depends, honestly. Then we usually use after this buongiorno, so good morning, good day, buonasera, and this means good evening. Yes, we use it even at 3 p.m. It's not evening yet, I know, but we use it, buonasera. And there is something in the middle that's not written here, and that is buon pomeriggio. Obviously, I'm not gonna write it down, but you can find it online. It's good afternoon in Italian, but it's less common to say buon pomeriggio. It's less common to hear it, but it's good to know. Obviously, I couldn't put everything here. Then we have buonanotte. This means good night, so just when going to bed. Buonanotte. Then we have, as you may have guessed already, by the way, buon, buono, buona, etc. There are many variants. It means good in Italian. So that's why buongiorno is good morning, because giorno is day, actually, so good day. It would quite literally translate to buona, good, sera means evening, and buonanotte as well means good, notte, night. Okay, so as you can see, it does make sense, Italian, usually. Then we have arrivederci. This one literally translates to until we see each other again, but it means goodbye, or see ya, see you soon, arrivederci. Then a presto. This one for sure you can translate it as see you soon, because it's literally that. It means like as soon, literally. And then a domani, see you tomorrow. A domani, see you tomorrow. Okay. So we have said some greetings are formal or informal. So when I'm speaking to someone that I know, like friends, amici, coetanei, so people the same age as me, bambini, kids, I use tu. What does that mean? Tu is you in English, the singular you. So if I am speaking to you, you are my friend, I will use tu. So I would conjugate all the verbs in Italian with tu, you. And if I am speaking though with a stranger, sconosciuti, strangers, persone anziane, elderly people, or I'm speaking to someone in shops or offices, negozi e uffici, I would use lei. And lei is, instead of tu, you, it's she. It means she. So yeah, female, third person singular. Yeah. And we use it for male people as well, because we aren't saying she did this or she did that, she does, or anything like that. We are using it as for you instead of using tu. I know it may sound hard at first to get into it, because like it doesn't make sense to someone that's not Italian, someone that doesn't have this type of thing in their language. But you know, it's not too important, since we are not gonna use it that much probably at first. But to make this clear, I have this example here. So we have the verb stare, first of all, and it means to feel or to stay, but usually it means to feel a certain way, to feel an emotion or etc. So come stai, this is the version with tu, actually means how are you feeling, more so how are you in English. It's the correspective in Italian, come stai, so how are you. And here I'm using tu. But where is tu, you may ask me. Yeah, I know tu isn't in the phrase, because in Italian, actually, you don't need to make the person, so I, you, he, she, we, you again, and they explicit. It can be implicit, because it's not like in English that conjugations are identical between persons. Like for example, let's take the verb I read, like to read. I read, you read, he, she reads. It changes just one letter. We read, you read, they read. You can see it's quite identical. In Italian it's very different. It's like io leggo, tu leggi, lui, lei legge, noi leggiamo, voi leggete, loro leggono. So as you can see, it changes from person to person. And how do I know the difference? It's just from the conjugated verb. I don't need to use the person, you know, like here, stai, I know it means are you, like how are you, like come it's how, and in this case stai is are you feeling, you know. I already know it means that without the tu, it's implicit. And like I said, this one version it's used for informal conversation, so people that you know. Then come sta, you can see it changes just one letter in this case, and it means how are you. It means the same thing, but it's used with the lay person. So she, but she isn't she as like the pronoun she. It's important that you remember this. When it has this capital letter L, it means that we are using lei as tu, as you, but for people that we don't know. You know, I know it sounds really hard, but once you get into it, it all comes easier. So don't get discouraged by this, like at all, please. By the way, come sta, how are you? You can say sta is like lui, I, or lei, she, sta. So feels. In this case, so I already know the pronoun that's referring to, and if I'm using it directly to another person, it's obvious that I'm using lei instead of lui. So I'm not using he ever. I'm always using she when talking to just one person in front of me. I'm referring to them instead of using you. I'm using she, lei. Okay, but for now, forget about it. not get too much into it. If you didn't understand, honestly, my explanation, because I know it's an hard concept, this one, I think it's the most hard one to get into at first. You could ask for an explanation online, like ask the browser, and the response is probably gonna be better. It's gonna give you so many examples. I can't do that in a single lesson. That needs to be about other things as well. But okay, let's learn something fun right now. So, presentarsi, to present oneself. Cuore della lezione. This means heart of the lesson. So this is the heart of our lesson, because it's something that you are gonna actually use right away, because this is a model dialogue, dialogo modello, that pretty much is two people that don't know each other when they meet each other for the first time. A says ciao, we have seen it already, means hi. Come ti chiami? What is your name? This means. It literally would mean what are you called in Italian, we use that. But let's just say it means what is your name? And the response of B is mi chiamo Anna. So my name is Anna. So ti chiami, as you can see, the tu, so the pronoun you, tu, it's implicit because it doesn't need to be here. This is a reflexive verb also, so it has this T, but let's not get into that as well. Okay, the response is mi chiamo Anna. Here as well, we don't have the pronoun I, because we don't need to put it here, like, it's implicit. Io mi chiamo Anna. Mi chiamo Anna. And then she says, e tu. So, and you. And the response is, mi chiamo Marco. My name is Marco. Piacere. Piacere, we haven't seen it already, it means pleasure. Nice to meet you. Then B replies, piacere mio. So, the pleasure is mine. Di dove sei? Where are you from? Sono di Londra. I am from London. Sono inglese. I am English. E tu? And you? Sono italiana. I'm Italian. Di Roma. From Rome. Come stai? How are you? Like we have seen before. Bene. Good. Well. Grazie. Thanks. Thank you. E tu? And you? Molto bene. Very. Molto. Bene. Like we have said. Well. So very well. I'm doing very well. Okay. So we have learned come ti chiami, what is your name, mi chiamo, my name is, this is obviously the reply to this, piacere, nice to meet you, or pleasure, di dove sei, where are you from, sono di, I am from, etc. Come stai, how are you, another version of that is come va, how are you as well. Come va, I would say it's more informal than formal. It can be used for both, I would say, but in my opinion, it's more informal. This one isn't correlated to a person per se. Like, let's not get too much into it, but come va, I would use it with a friend more so than a colleague that I don't know at all. Then we have bene, well, it means così così, it means so. When replying to how are you, and then male, hopefully never, it means bad. And then we have grazie, thanks, thank you, and prego, you're welcome. And then we have nationalities. So we have the nationality that I am, Italian. So it's italiano for a male and italiana for a female. So yeah, it changes depending on the gender. The nouns in Italian always have a gender. Sometimes they can be neutral in the sense that they don't change from masculine to feminine, but you know, there is always a gender. So americano we have here, American obviously, and americana for a female, for a woman. Australiano, australiana, obviously it means Australian. Then we have inglese. So as you can see, this one doesn't change. This one is used for both males and females the same way. English, it means, no? Inglese. So, donna inglese, English woman, uomo inglese, English man. It doesn't change. Instead, uomo italiano, donna italiana. You see, that changes. Then we have irlandese, Irish, canadese, Canadian. These are just some examples. Obviously, there are more nationalities than this, but we could get into all of them. Then here we have something that you need to know. So just some of the verb to be in the present simple in Italian. Presente semplice. It's io sono, I am, and tu sei, you are. Io sono, tu sei. Okay. Very important. Repeat it to yourself before you go to bed. Then we have the numbers from 0 to 20. Numeri 0, 20, da 0 a 20. We have 0. Try and repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, very good. Now we have only just one thing to see before we end this lesson. I won't give you the homeworks that are written here, honestly. Just keep on following these lessons. You're good. I'm gonna give you this PDF file in the description. You can download it, read it like one time. I don't know if you need more. Honestly, I wouldn't waste too much time on this first PDF because we are gonna see other things more and more. And honestly, it all comes together. I don't think the learning grammar, like it's math, for example, it's like doing exercises on top of exercises. It gives you like any advantage on someone that does not do that. Honestly, I think it makes you lose a lot of time. You need to try and immerse yourself in the language right away. So if you have time, watch videos in Italian, etc. I'm gonna do that as well on this channel. But you can use many channels that are on YouTube, or you can watch movies, etc. with subtitles in Italian. You aren't gonna understand a single word, or maybe just the words that we have seen that are similar to the English language, but you know, training your ear, it actually helps. Like, it's not something that people say just for the sake of saying it. it actually works. Okay, but yeah, the language of the class, la lingua della classe. It's not gonna be helpful since we aren't doing this live. But, you know, just so you know some more phrases in Italian. Come si dice ... in italiano. So how do you say this in Italian? Come si dice in Italian? Cosa significa? What does mean? What does that mean? Cosa significa? And then, you know, whatever fills the gap. Then we have come si scrive. How do you spell it? Non capisco. I don't understand. Then we have può ripetere, per favore. Can you repeat, please? Più lentamente, per favore. More slowly, please. This one is very helpful, you know, in other situations as well. When, for example, a person is speaking to you and you will say, could you speak more slowly? Because, yeah, I know the, you know, people in their native tongues, they speak faster than people that are learning, maybe. And so this one is usually great. Più lentamente, per favore. Può ripetere più lentamente. So can you repeat more slowly? Because I didn't catch what you said to me. Okay, you know, nice. Okay, it's done. See you in the next one.